All right, guys, it is that time again. It is 1 o'clock. It is Friday, and we are fired up. We're so fired up because, it's another Crucible TV time. But I'll tell you, the one thing that I think we're even more fired up about is the fact that we're
going through a little bit of a change.
We're going through some changes. I know we just came out with all of our new swag. We just came out with all of our
Cherish
new
the Challenge shirts.
Yeah, we came out with a lot of cool gear, but we're actually going through some changes. I don't know if you saw our post on Instagram, on Facebook, but we're going through a little bit of a rebrand. Starting today, we're going through a rebound. We're actually changing. We're going away from this whole idea of Crucible performance. We're going away from this whole idea of, cherish the challenge. We've been built on this idea of helping people reach their peak potential, and how do we get them to overcome challenges, and how do we get them to become champions in life? And that's kind of what we were built on, right? That's what this business was built on, and we've changed so many lives in that way. But we feel like there's a time for a change. Every good thing comes to an end.
We're taking a complete 360 here.
And, not a 360, a 180.
180.
See, that's even too hard, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're actually rebranding, and we are now going to be called Easy Way Fitness. Easy Way Fitness, because there's always an easier way we found. So stop cherishing the challenge. Stop.
We're going to take the easy way out.
We're just going to take the easy way out.
We don't love the tough stuff. We love the easy stuff.
Love the easy stuff. So be sure check that post out on social media. Let us know what you think about the new brand. But
April Fools, get your mind right. We ain't taking no easy way out.
Never.
Come on.
So here we go. We are back in today. We're talking about our Crucible TV. We're talking about our One Big Thing series, where we're diving into these books. We're diving into books. They talk about leaders being readers. Jesse's face. She said Jesse's face. He was so he couldn't wait to say April Fools, right? But we're talking about books, and we're diving into these books and the ideas, and we're going through some of our favorite books, and we're taking the one big thing from all of these books, so that way we can get you the nitty gritty. We can get you all the good information, and that maybe one big idea that stood out to us. So that way, it's kind of that Cliff Notes version. You don't have to worry about doing it. We're gonna make it easy on you. You see that? Easy Way Fitness.
The easy stuff.
Look at
Just
this.
spoon feeding it.
Spoon feed it to you. No more challenges, just easy road fitness. There we go. So, without further ado, today, this week, and this was actually Jesse's book that he picked. He said, you know what, I really want to talk about this book. And it's a book.
Fired up, guys.
It's a book called Legacy, written by James Kerr. Now, if you guys have been around Crucible for a long time, you know that we have a very special relationship with Mount St. Mary's University and their rugby program. And I actually met this guy. He was one of the athletes on that team. He was one of the athletes on that first team that we trained that ended up going off and winning a national championship. And so rugby, the sport of rugby, has a very special place in our hearts. And that is exactly what Legacy is about. So some of you guys might not even know what in the world rugby is. Jesse, can you explain rugby in like 10 seconds?
10 seconds?
10 seconds.
It's 15 players versus 15 players. You can pass the ball sideways or backwards. You can kick the ball forward, and you can run forward.
Yep. Do you have pads on?
You don't wear pads.
No pads.
If you score a try, it is
a touchdown.
It is 5 points. The conversion is 2.
Look at this.
And this is what the ball looks like.
It looks funny.
Every time you get tackled, you have to place it back to your team, preferably a long body set to get lightning quick ball out.
Get your mind right.
But yes, this is a sport that I love so very much.
So there we go. So and pass it right back on out. There it is. Boom. Our director on set, just bringing the props. So there we go. So that's a little quick dose of rugby, and it's a great game, and internationally it is huge. And now in New Zealand, I don't know what the actual internet, like their official sport is, but daggone, it probably is rugby, and they are known as the All Blacks. Now the All Blacks, you talk about a dominant force. They've got a winning percentage of upwards of 75%. They're like 77% winning percentage in their history.
Guys, I don't think they've lost back-to-back games since like the 1940s.
Yeah.
Like something crazy like that.
It's insane. And the book Legacy is all about diving into what allows them to have that kind of domination, right? What are the characteristics, what are the traits, what are the qualities that allow them to be able to go out and do that year after year after year after year after year, and win on not just like a small stage, but an international stage, literally against the world. So that's what we're diving into. And Jesse, what was your one big thing?
Well, I think a really cool thing about this book is that every chapter is one big thing, right? They have a bunch of different leadership traits, and I remember one of them is character, one of them is learning, one of them is Whānau, which means family in Maori. But I would say the biggest one to me was chapter 2, learn. They are the best they're literally the most successful rugby team out there, and they're always looking to learn. They're always looking to make something better, to get better. You know, I was reading it and re-listening, like whether it's learning about spatial awareness, because that's a big part of the sport, whether it's learning about leadership, which is a big part of the sport, you know? Well, no matter the fact that they've had great success, they're always looking to learn and to get better. They are true students of the game. And to me, it's just a refresher of whether it's playing a sport, whether it's playing rugby, whether it's playing baseball, whether it's coaching on the floor, right? Whether it's relationships, family. Thanks,
I got you.
man. Is how can you be a student of the game? How can you always look to get better, to learn, and to grow, and to help others better around you? And I think that was just such a refreshing point of view for me, you know? And if we were to relate it to some of our other books that we've had, It Takes What It Takes, you know, the power of neutral thinking, and, you know, this ability just to learn. It's awesome where if you're spending so much time learning and getting better and looking for those solutions and solution seeking, you don't have time to really worry about negative thoughts or to worry at all in general. You know what I mean? Right. So I think to me that was it was just such an awesome chapter. And then the related later on where they talk about two caps. You have red cap and you have blue cap. And red cap is very focused on just results oriented, real tight. We need to have it by this deadline. We need to make this play or whatever it may be. Where blue cap is present in the moment. You're focused on what's in front of you. Mm-hmm. And whether it's playing a rival in front of a bunch of crazy fans, mm-hmm. or locked in on a training session where you got a lot of distractions that day, but you need to just focus on what's in front of you. It's really awesome to just, you know, make sure you got that blue cap on, mm-hmm. and you're looking to grow and get better, to learn. So.
Well, and I think that idea of continual learning, that's something that a lot of times, let's say high school, we've probably got a lot of high school athletes, college athletes that watch this, or just college people. Like, we get to the end, we get the degree, and it's like, cool, I've learned everything I need to know. But in reality, we're just kind of back at the starting line, right? Like, we really know nothing. We did whatever we needed to do to get to that piece of paper, but we got to learn, and we got to continue learning. And once you achieve something, right, it's that hunger to say, you know what, I'm going to continue learning. I'm going to find a way to do this a little bit better. I'm not going to settle for just good enough, right? Again, that'd be the easy way, right? We're talking, well, maybe we are going to say, no, but it's, oh, I've achieved this, well, I'm just going to coast then. Well, coasting, you know, that's a lost cause, right? If we're just coasting, we're in trouble. Yeah. So having that idea and a culture that is year after year, that's exactly it. That's fired up. That is part of their culture. Well, then we're always looking for that gap. We're always looking for that edge. We're always looking for that way to improve. We're the best in the world, and they're still looking to say, hey, how can I improve? How can I do this a little bit better? So absolutely, learning. That's a good one. Something we can all do. Jay Bell, I see hopping on. And then, so my one big thing was actually, I think it was chapter number 1. And it was this idea of character. right? The culture of character, and they have a saying that I love, and I'll use with Jesse, and we use back and forth all the time, and they talk about sweeping the sheds. Sweeping the sheds. Now, what does that mean? So they'll go out there, they'll play for their 80 minutes, and they're going to rock and roll, and they're doing their thing, and they come back in, and they always have a meeting, right? They have a meeting, and the author, James Kerr, he talks about, he spent about 5 or 6 weeks with them, I believe it was, just watching how they operated and what they did. And he said they all came back in, right? And this kind of goes right into your point. Immediately after the game, they had a discussion. How can we do better? How can we do better? And they were trying to learn from one another, saying, how can we do better? How can we do better, right? And then, while everybody else was celebrating the victory, while everybody else was, watching highlight reels and everybody's celebrating, doing all this stuff, the All Blacks, the players themselves would sweep and clean their shed, their locker room. They get all the mud up, they get all the tape up, and they would leave it better than they found it. They would leave it better than they found it. And it was the simple idea of even the most successful teams, even the most successful people, even the biggest whatever, you're never too big to do the little things.
Man, that's so
You're
good.
never too big to do the little things. Cleaning things up, right? So as we grow, as we learn, as we're business owners, as we're growing in families, as we get smarter, as we get stronger, what are those little things that we do at the beginning, right, that we should continue to be willing to do? We're never too big to do that. And I love this saying, I want to get it right. They said the reason they do that, and it's this mentality, and I love this mentality, no one looks after the All Blacks. The All Blacks look after themselves.
That's awesome.
Talk about we talk about extreme ownership. We talk about all these ideas. They're not looking around to say, hey, I've made it. I'm the best in the world. So now y'all need to just take care of stuff. No, we take care of our own. We don't need anybody else to take care of us. We got this. Talk about an ownership of just everything in your life, everything in your sphere of influence, and to say, you know what, even the locker rooms, even the legacy that we leave, right? There's nothing worse, if you guys have played sport, than walking into a locker room and it's just nasty. It's like, daggone, who was in here? Or if you have to clean up the opposing team's dugout or side of their field and they leave everything, it's like, gosh, they just trashed this place. Like it leaves a legacy, and you start looking at that team, it's like, golly, they don't respect us at all. But man, imagine if you were that group, that people that leave it better than they found it. All of a sudden, people are like, well, dang, they take care of the little things.
Well, it kind of goes back to that. Man, I love that takeaway. That's awesome, Coach. Man, Coach Ryan got
Let's
me
go.
But it brings me back to that. What's
Kelson,
that
what's
takeaway?
up?
The way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Right.
It's just because how many times I've done it where you're like, oh man, I'm busy. I can just leave my trash in my car a little bit, or I'm going for my own head here. But it's like, oh, I've had a long day. I can take the easy way out at home and maybe eat something I shouldn't be eating, or make a bad decision. You know what I mean? There's how many times do we do that? And it's like no matter after a big win or maybe a tough loss, they always sweep the sheds after the match. And
It comes down to discipline.
Yeah.
It comes down to that discipline and who you are and the legacy that you want to leave. And talk about no better way to control the legacy that you leave than by being in control of the little things, sweating the little things, right? Don't sweat the small stuff. No, they're sweating the small stuff, even to the point that they're sweeping up their own mud, their own tape, and making sure that the place that they were just in is better than they found it. Right? Boom. Nick Tucker coming in with a little heat. If you take care of the little things, the big things take care of themselves. Ain't that the truth? And if all you focus on are the big things, sometimes the little things start slipping away.
That's right.
And Coach Jesse talks about that, right? Or was talking about that with the car. Like, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. That's something that we kind of challenge each other on. Like, hey, how's your car looking? Right? How's the office looking?
Yeah.
Are we leaving it to the standard that we want everybody else to have, or are we saying, well, I don't feel like it right now, so I'm not going to clean that up, or there's a weight that's up on the floor over there, but we'll get it later. No, like, what's the standard? The standard is the standard, right? The standard's not what you say it is, it's what you allow, right? If you allow yourself to start slipping, daggone, our legacy is going to start slipping. So, guys,
That's great.
I'm telling you, this is a great book. If you've never watched rugby, come out, watch Mount Rugby play. It's awesome. They're a great team. It's so good to it's a completely different sport. It's a completely different culture. It's a lot like Crucible. It's a big old family that you're going to walk into. It's a lot of challenges, a lot of adversity. Well,
if you're looking for a sport to play too, play rugby. Play rugby. If you're looking for a sport to play, I know there's a team in Maryland called the Marauders that would love to have some new players. So yeah,
There you go.
there's a lot of different teams out there. So if you're looking for that new sport,
I love it. Boom, Nick Tugger, nothing like Crucible TV. Listen to my guys before I get to be with them all summer as I hit some shoulder prehab at the gym. Let's go. And then Haley Connor hopping in. She got that big game. I think it got rained out the other night, but hey,
good
keep up
luck,
the good
Haley.
work. Good luck. Guys, we love y'all. We hope you're having an amazing Friday. Again, check out our rebrand. Go to our Facebook or our Instagram. Let us know what you think about our rebrand. We're not Crucible Performance anymore, right?
We're taking the easy way out, guys.
Easy way out only. So, guys,
tummy hurts.
Tummy's hurting in every hashtag tummy hurts. Guys, we love y'all. We hope you have an amazing Friday. Start this Q2 off strong. Do something tough today. Go out and challenge yourself. Set the vision for how this Q2 is gonna go, baby. We're gonna go into halftime strong, and then we're gonna finish out strong. So, guys, we love y'all. Have an amazing day. God bless y'all. We'll see ya.